Yo, yo, what's good, y'all? Yes, sir. Uh-huh. What's good, though? Power, peace, happiness, pursuing it anyway. This video is about the power of self-projection and its revealment of oneself. Now, before I relay it to, actual beings and, before we build on a people terminology, I want to bring an analogy forth. And as ancestors of the people who created the hieroglyphics, the ability to create stories with pictures, I feel like it's a natural ability in me to be able to do this kind of stuff. I create analogies really, really well. Similes, metaphors. I could put all sort of things together to create a story to help understand real world situations and events or just people in general, So, again, this is about self-projection, y'all. Self-projection and the power of revealing oneself through self-projection. Now, projection. Everybody been to a movie theater. Everyone's seen a projector before. So what's a projector doing? A projector is projecting or shooting out what's inside of it in order to reveal itself on the outside. So in other words, it's external being manifested, internal being manifested externally. Excuse me, twisting my words. But everybody's been to a movie theater. It is revealing what is inside of the projector. Now, self-projection is very important because the ego in a lot of people, right? They will convince themselves that somehow the ego will tell itself, I don't know what you feel. I don't know what you're thinking about because I'm not inside right along with you. Personally, I feel like that's a bit of ignorance, but truth be told, a lot of low frequency people, a lot of people who lack control of themselves on whatever aspect that may be, to each his own, have a very, very dominant habit of projecting their feelings and the way that they think out into the world. But then when people pick up on these perceptions, logic people, more importantly, because I'm talking to a certain audience at the end of the day, talking to critical thinkers, to free thinkers, to people who want to be great intellectuals, people that want to understand how to navigate the world. So I'm speaking to a certain audience in a certain manner. A lot of self-projection is exactly what that is. Self-projection. The revealment of one's thoughts and feelings. But in the same twist of that, the person who is projecting these feelings and these thoughts have perceived to the people that you don't know what I think. You don't know what I feel. Why don't I? Why have you convinced yourself that after you've expressed yourself, I can't possibly understand what you're thinking or what it is you're feeling? We all understand self-projection to be, in a lot of cases, self-destructive, because the ego or not even the ego. A lot of people, let's take that ego understanding out for a quick second. A lot of people have misjudged themselves. A lot of people have a hard time of forgiving themselves for what may or may not have happened. To each his own. Not here to get into the devil of the details of people's lives at this moment. A lot of people have a lack of self-redemption. And in other words, writing personal mistakes, getting right what they got wrong in the past. So the ego will convince itself through guilt, through shame, through just misjudging yourself that you can't possibly know what I feel. You can't possibly know the guilt that I feel. You can't possibly know the shame running around in me. You can't possibly understand the mistakes I've made and how I feel the way that I feel. But this is where the power of other beings come into play. Because there's a God being such as myself that sees it for exactly what it is. The projection of how you feel. The projection in a movie theater of exactly the way you think, of exactly how you feel. And I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, or the first one to tell you in a long time, that you can redeem yourself from whatever past mistakes you've made regarding you. There's only a few things in this world that are unforgivable. Only a few. And a lot of us, for the most part, know exactly what those unforgivable things are. The actions of certain beings to another being that are just head on a chopping block. We all have an understanding of what those things are. And when we look at a lot of our history, we look at a lot of our past and the situations that we conflict with every day. If we just come into the loving, and this is where self-love plays a big part, because beating on yourself is a form of hating yourself. A lot of us have formed a self-hate, and we are projecting that self-hate onto other people. Now, this is where conscious and subconscious come into play. 10% of your conscience is what you are aware of. And then there's 90%. That 90%, those filing cabinets that's in that back office in the back of your brain. We have to understand that subconscious effects are having real world effects on our lives. Just because they're subconsciously happening does not mean that it's not having real world effects. Self-hate, it's no need to hate yourself, y'all. For real. One God to another. You feel me? One being to another. One person who's made a couple hundred mistakes. You feel me? And when I look back on my own personal life, ain't none of my mistakes unredeemable. It's the people around us that give us these subconscious strikes. You got XYZ to get this shit wrong, and I'm out of here. People don't allow us to redeem ourselves in our own reality, making us feel as if because the people outside of us have influenced this idea of failure, we've intuitively failed ourselves. And it's all self-inflicting at the end of the day. It's all how you've perceived your reality to be. But it's also based on outside influences that react off of how you act. We have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that every action gets a reaction. Period. Cause and effect. Now, how people are affected by the causes are not in our control at all. People are perceiving life, again, Self-projection. Now, here's the trick to self-projection. It's not just you projecting. It's a lot of people throwing their thoughts, feelings, and emotions at each other, bumping heads with their emotions, clashing with their thoughts and their emotions. When at the end of the day, he feels the same way you feel. And that's the trick, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? That's the trick that's been on my mind. You thinking what he thinking. He feeling what you feeling. You ain't no different. You not extra special. I'm not extra special, y'all. I think what you think, I feel how you feel, but I understand that I don't project the way that I feel because I don't feel bad about anything. I don't have shame or guilt running around in me at all. Despite what people may say about me, there are plenty of naysayers. Everybody a critic, y'all, and you're not gonna like everybody's criticism. But you gotta learn to roll with that, to just keep that shit moving. I know people critique me all the time. People come across me and perceive what they see, and I'm pretty sure 7, 8 times out of 10, those are negative perceptions. But my self-projection is when it comes to self-projection and the way that my movie theater that I'm filming, man, I don't know, it's beautiful, it's great over here. You feel what I'm talking about? It's beautiful. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of greatness. It's a lot of strength. You know what I mean? And personally, I feel like whatever mistakes I made, I can redeem myself. Absolutely. Self-redemption. Absolutely. But I'm not in that phase personally of self-redemption. I'm trying to get people to understand what we all freaking going through. What we all going through, y'all. Seriously, dead ass. Like, what we all going through. And, we got to kill self-projection. We all pinging feelings. We all pinging thoughts. We ain't nobody no different. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the real world situations that we all literally we all on this planet, y'all. You know, like the reality of the situation. We're all on this planet. We are all dealing with a chaos theory. It's just, we gotta come together. We gotta unify amongst that chaos and detach from it. But it's not an individual battle. It's not, oh, she don't know what I'm dealing with, fuck her. That's not gonna get you where you're going. It's not. And it hasn't been getting you where you're going. You didn't have to hear from the God. You are at a level of intelligence to already understand that already. It's just a guy like me. I'm big different from whatever is outside this door. Period. I know I'm unbelievable to a lot of people. That's fine. I don't mind being a phenomenon. You feel me? I don't mind that. But at the end of the day, we're all great. Period. We all great. And if we all tap into it at once, we can only go up, man. We already at the bottom. We can only go the fuck up. It's Jock though. So I don't know.